Good morning, everyone. I'm Martin Long, the MLA for West Yellowhead, and it's a pleasure to be here today at the West Wolf East gas plant for today's exciting technology and innovation announcement. It's a great honor to be joined at the podium this morning by my colleague Rebecca Schulz, the Minister of Environment and Protected Areas, John Adams, President and CEO of the NGIF Accelerator, Mike Rose, President and CEO of Tourmaline Oil, Dr. Ian Gates, Professor of Chemical Engineering and Director of Global Research Initiative Energy at the University of Calgary, and Timothy M. Egan, President and CEO of the Canadian Gas Association. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to the many industry and academic representatives and startup companies joining us in the audience today. Today is about celebrating Alberta's continued global leadership in reducing methane emissions. It's rooted in our world-class energy sector, which is the envy of the world. It also highlights our continuous investments in innovation and new technologies. By working with industry, we are making major progress in reducing methane emissions while supporting our energy sector, creating jobs, and keeping the economy strong. This is a great announcement for my community and the hard-working people of West Yellowhead. We're bringing jobs, innovation, economic growth, and so much more. Of course, there's a lot of work left to do. We're just getting started. Now here to tell you more is Minister Schulz.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. I gotta tell you, it is awesome to be here today with all of you. And I would say, some very true leaders who are constantly redefining what is possible when it comes to our energy industry and, of course, when it comes to emissions reduction as we step up to meet global energy demand. Alberta, of course, is known as a world leader in energy, of course, but we're also Canada's hub of innovation when it comes to new technology. And I would say that that is, in thanks, part to people and organizations like Tourmaline, Perpetual Energy, the Natural Gas Innovation Fund Accelerator, the Canadian Gas Association. I don't use acronyms, just so you know, so all of your titles have grown exponentially longer. And of course, the University of Calgary. But I would say, what I'm so proud about as somebody who is able to represent Alberta and our industry around the world is that people from around the world are looking to Alberta for new ideas and solutions. And nowhere is our leadership clearer than in our groundbreaking work, as my colleague said, on methane. We were the first jurisdiction in the world to regulate flaring emissions back in the early 90s, and the first province in Canada to set a bold methane emissions reduction target for the oil and gas sector. We have already reduced Alberta's methane emissions by 45%. That was our goal, 3 years ahead of schedule, all while saving industry hundreds of millions of dollars. I'll say it, $600 million compared to if we had done things the way that the federal government wanted to approach it. This is because of Made in Alberta innovation. Methane emissions are declining while production and global demand continue to rise, thanks in part to the brilliant forward-thinking minds of our industry leaders. Obviously, not just you, Mike, but everybody that we have just been able to meet here in this tent today who is bringing their bright ideas, innovation, forward-thinking, and who really, I think, have that Alberta can-do spirit to think outside the box, to try things and then try again. That is why, I'll say it again, unlike the federal government, we are collaborating with industry, not attacking it, because we know that this is how we get results. Alberta is home to the big thinkers, the risk takers, the dreamers, the innovators who put us on the map as that energy powerhouse over the last number of decades and helped us continuously punch above our weight on the world stage. And we know that even the boldest of ideas face challenges. That's true. There's immense global demand for emissions-reducing technologies, but securing funding and resources can, of course, be a challenge. For an idea to then become a reality and become commercialized, it first has to be proven to work. For those tackling methane emissions, getting the data needed to move from concept to commercial deployment can be a major roadblock. New ideas do need that support, and that is exactly why we're here today. Since 2021, this emissions testing center has been a game changer. It's provided a platform for companies to test their technologies in simulated and real-world environments. Over 70 companies have already benefited from this program, and today we're building on that by investing another $15 million to make sure that emissions reduction technologies can continue to be tested and refined right here in the amazing province of Alberta. This program and this funding will help accelerate the next wave of companies, test their technology, of course free of charge, attract investors, and get these technologies then to market even faster. The testing center has supported companies like Spartan Controls, who we just chatted with at the back, in developing vital methane detection and measurement equipment. It's also driving advancements in pneumatic equipment and fuel efficiency. Of course, they're not the only group. As we look around this room, we see so many leaders in this energy and space, and I gotta say that I am so grateful that you've taken the time to be out here with us, driven down those roads, to be here with us and to talk about I always tell the truth, Mike. To be here with us today and really showcase the amazing work that you're doing, because of course this has helped Alberta lead the way. The technologies tested here, though, aren't just staying in Alberta. They're being deployed across Canada, around the globe, driving down emissions and proving that economic growth and environmental stewardship absolutely can go hand in hand. This $15 million investment brings our total commitment to more than $72 million for methane reduction programs and technologies in recent years. But our dedication goes beyond dollars. We have reviewed more than 15,000 sites and facilities, generating over 16 million tons of emissions reductions. And again, we're proving that you can have it all. You can have strong economic growth. You can have rising energy production to meet global demand for safe, affordable, reliable, secure energy, and of course, commit to a lower emissions future. And before I pass it over to John Adams, he's going to tell us a little bit more about why this investment matters to all of you on the ground. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you who work in our energy industry, who work to keep us warm in the middle of January, to keep us cool in the middle of the summer, to provide all of the materials that we use in our day-to-day lives that, despite what Minister Guilbeault says, we absolutely cannot live without. So thank you for showing up every day for Albertans, for what you do for Canadians, and of course, around the world. So thank you.
So welcome everybody, and thanks for all being here on such an important day. Especially honored to have the Minister of the Environment here with us. Thank you. You and your government are doing a fantastic job, and I think we all appreciate what you're doing for the province and trying to do for the country, so thanks. Also, MLA Long, thank you for all you're doing up here. And we're thankful for the support that you're giving NGIF and Tourmaline and Perpetual and the UFC at the testing center. It's huge, and you've already seen, you know, all the really cool stuff that's going on, and that's how we make stuff happen. Thanks to the Tourmaline team that got all this organized. So, yep, I know Curtis and Tim and Alicia and everybody. And I always like to thank our Edson and Deep Basin field teams for all they do every day, whatever the day looks like, providing ever lower emission Canadian natural gas for all of us in the province and the rest of the country. Reducing all emissions, and in particular mitigating methane emissions, it's important to everybody here. And we're just super excited and proud as to what's happening at the Emissions Testing Center. Tourmaline on its own, we've already achieved material methane emission reductions that kind of match what the province of Alberta has done in magnitude over the last 5 years, but we also know we're nowhere close to done. And it's what we're doing here that gets us the next several steps to keep reducing emissions. Working in partnerships is the best way to go. So kudos to John and Tim for getting NGIF going in the first place. I am going to use acronyms. But it's how you accelerate results. We work together, and then, you know, when we're done, we'll get these technologies out to the rest of industry, and hopefully they start using them. And thanks to the UFC, it was great to meet all of your people, and it's a hugely important part of it as well. But the funding from the government of Alberta really helps, and I think you kind of figure out that it's not easy. This is hard work, reducing emissions, and this is how you make real progress. You got to be out there in the mud, doing this every day. Top-down targets and arbitrary timelines actually aren't going to accomplish anything. It's the hard work of all of our innovative companies in here, working with the field people, is what's going to make it happen, and money goes a long way to help as well. So I just want to say thanks to everybody for making this happen, and we're not done. Thanks, John.
So morning or afternoon? Are we still morning? Good morning, everyone. This is such a great day today. For those who don't know me, I'm John Adams. I'm the president and CEO of NGIF Accelerator. Our organization supports startups. It supports startups through their technology development and their industry validation through organizations like Tourmaline, through field trials and through demonstrations, really to accelerate commercialization and market adoption. I'm excited to announce, together with our minister, that the NGIF Accelerator has been awarded a $15 million grant from the Government of Alberta Environment and Protected Areas for our NGIF Emissions Testing Center program. Our NGIF ETC program has seen many, I'm not exact to the number, I have a number here, but we heard another number, so I'm going to say many technology companies, many who are in the room and many who are still out in the field right now. And we've been testing these technologies since 2021, and this grant will allow us to go farther and further into testing capabilities with the companies that are very much in this room here, and the supportive continuous growth of methane management technologies. The ETC program plays a vital role in Alberta and its whole innovation ecosystem, which everyone here is a part of, by providing essentially a platform for the startups that are in this room and many more to come to test and commercialize their technologies. And this is the part that's really cool, thanks to Alberta, at no cost, which is something that's really fantastic for startups to be able to get into the market. It's not easy to, and you talk to the startups here, it's a tricky, difficult, hard work, as Mike said, and so every little bit counts, and this is a part of that piece that helps these companies. Our partnership with the province is crucial to achieving emissions reduction goals, maintaining Alberta's leadership in methane management. We're certainly grateful for the support of yourself, Minister, for this $15 million grant. But of course, in addition to thanking Minister Schulz, I have to thank Mike Rose from Tourmaline. You've been with us since the very beginning through all the work that we've done at NGIF. It's a whole story that started actually with CGA and with Tim Egan, who you're about to meet, and it's grown. I also want to thank Sue Rose from Perpetual. She's not here, but she's also a big part of the NGIF ETC story. Ian Gates, University of Calgary, which we've worked infinite hours with the Tourmaline team to get this going. And then the Tourmaline team, who are all here, too many to mention, and my own team at NGIF, who's just put tireless hours in to make all of this platform work together. So I would now like to introduce Ian Gates from the University of Calgary. Thank you so much, everyone. This is a great day.
So for those that don't know me, I'm Ian Gates. I'm a professor at the University of Calgary in the Department of Chemical, Petroleum, and Engineering. I'm also Associate Vice President, Research and Innovation. So I just started that actually 8 weeks ago. And it's the mandate, within the university for innovation and interaction with the industry and being useful to society. This project and this program, the ETC, encapsulates all of that. And it's the university, when we look at projects and things that have impact to society, this is the model of such a project, where you have industry, you have government participation, you have association participation with multiple stakeholders in it, and also you have a university there doing research and working with innovators, exactly what we want to do, build new solutions to the challenges we face. So the university is very passionate about these types of projects. And I have to admit, within my career of doing quite a lot of research at the university, 20 years having been there, this is the best project I've ever been involved with. So I was telling Tim about that earlier. What I want to do is I want to just thank, everybody. With this project, when you look at the moving parts, it's an immense number of people, and it's an immense amount of work, multiple meetings to keep things coordinated, keep things organized, to keep things efficient. And I do appreciate all of the folks, Eamon, Scotty, Akil, all of you, NGIF, Sam, all of you, my team at the university, to keep the whole thing going. So at the university, what we have is we have a lab environment where we test stuff. And we test and we can fail. It's a safe place to fail. So for innovation companies who are looking to test technologies, where they want to be brave, but they don't have to be scared of failure, that's what we offer. All right, and so it's a very nice place to take stuff, test it, fail and fix, fail, fix, and then move it to the field, right? Get it out, get it deployed, get it into industry, create jobs, create value for society. So we love that type of activity. So I'm thanking everybody for this. I'm thanking the government. More investment is needed. We got immense challenges ahead of us, but thank you for this. It's beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to introduce Tim Egan, President, CEO of CGA, and also the proud father of 5 daughters.
Thank you, Ian. Ian shared that because his eldest daughter is about to get married, and I just had a daughter get married, so we were sharing notes on families. But yeah, I run the Canadian Gas Association, the trade association for the delivery side of the industry. Natural gas meets almost 40% of Canada's end-use energy needs. It's the fastest growing source of energy. We're at record consumption. We're at record production coming from sites like this one. Don't hold this against me. I realize I'm in Northern Alberta, but I live in Toronto. And I wish we could somehow bring this to Toronto to show Torontonians what's going on, because the gas is going into my home and the homes of my neighbors. I've got 6 gas appliances in my home. It's coming from places like this. And it's with technology from the companies like the companies we have here today that we're making that gas cleaner all the time, that we're delivering on the value proposition which Canadians have come to expect, the most reliable, the most affordable source of energy in our country. It's delivering an economic advantage to over 7 million homes. So this is profound for our country. We need to keep building on it. We're going to build on it through the excellent work of companies like Tourmaline as producers, through all the distributors, and through all the technology companies like the ones we have here today. So, like everyone else, I want to thank the Minister for the government's cooperation here. This assistance from the Government of Alberta builds on tens and hundreds of millions of dollars from the industry over decades and decades. Our industry is about an innovation culture. Many Canadians don't understand that. I encourage all of you to be ambassadors for that innovation culture, because that's something we can all be proud of as Canadians. So thank you all for coming today. Thank you again, Minister, for this support.
Thank you, Tim. We are now going to go to the media Q&A portion. If there are any questions in the room, the mic is right in the center of the room. Seeing no questions in the room, we will go to the line.
Thank you. We will now take questions from the telephone lines. If you have a question, please press star 1 on your device's keypad. If at any time you wish to cancel your question, please press star 2. There will be a brief pause while the participants register for questions. Thank you for your patience. Please press star 1 at this time if you have a question.
We have no questions on the line, so that concludes today's announcement.